welcome back to your Resident Nerdy Girl channel. Today we are doing a Season 2 recap of Supernatural. Alright, we've already done Season 1. Go check it out. Alright, let's get to it. Alright, like I said, I was going to start every single one of these. I'm letting you guys know what are the must episodes to watch for Season 2. Alright, it's Episode 1, Episode 10, Episode 21, and Episode 22. Yeah. Watch those. They help with the continuity. Alright. Let's get to the recap. Just a quick recap from Season 1. We remember, don't forget that that they have been run over by a truck. They are now in the hospital. Dun, dun, dun. Everyone is fine. Just kidding! Dean is on the verge of death for the second time. My man's Dean cannot be spared from death. Anyways, he's kind of looking that between Ghost World. We meet Tessa. She's trying to reap him, trying to comfort him, trying to get him to move on to the other world, but John won't let that happen because John makes a deal with Yellow Eyes, gives him his own soul and the Colt to save Dean. And the whole time Sam was yelling at his dad like, "Yo, why did you save Dean? What are you doing with your life? La 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 la." Because Sam is stupid and selfish and clearly is empathetic with everyone but his family. Anyways, John dies. Dean comes back to life. You'll need to know Tessa for later on, but not right now. We get episode 2. Sam and Dean are still mourning. Dean is just fixing up the Impala. They haven't been in a hunt in a while. They get a call from this woman in their dad's cell phone named Ellen. They go check it out. That's Ellen used to be a wife to a hunter who used to work with John. That's why she knows John's number. The Impala is still not fixed yet, by the way. We also meet Joe and Ash. Ash will be popping up later on, so remember him. And Joe, again, will be popping up. These are characters that will be popping up again, but I don't think they're necessarily important for the overall continuity of the story. I do think they come again later on, but you'll see what I'm talking about, especially Season 5. It's coming, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, that's pretty much it. Dean at the end of the episode. Still fixing up the Impala. Sam's like, "Yo, you need to talk about Dad's death." Oh, also forgot to mention, their dad whispers something to Dean right before as he's dying. Dean's like a little traumatized, not just from their dad dying, also from the last words that their dad has revealed. So while he's fixing the Impala, Sam's like, "Yo, you need to talk about Dad's death. You need to do something because you're you're acting crazy." Dean ends up beating up the Impala at the end of the episode. It's really emotional scene. Again, it will appear again. That little detail will appear again. Season 5. Check out my Season 5. But as of right now, it's not that important, except it's just beautiful to see. Alright, so then we get episode 3. We meet Gordon, who is played by Sterling K. Brown. If y'all watch This Is Us, you'll see why this is so weird to see. He turns out to be a vicious hunter. Whose sister got killed by who got turned into a vampire, who he kills. This is how he becomes a hunter. He believes in black and white. There is no gray areas in the hunter world. Especially right now, we see this because we meet vegan vampires. Also, fun fact, Twilight was written before the airing of this episode, not the movie. I'm talking about the actual books. I personally don't like Twilight, but I just find it funny that probably whoever helped write this episode, or whoever wrote this episode, probably read Twilight. And I'm pretty sure this is where that idea came from. Almost certain. I could be wrong. Okay, I could be wrong. It's just my theory, guys. It's not confirmed, okay? So if you guys prove me wrong, y'all prove me wrong, okay? Episode 4. Episode 4, nothing really happens. Episode 5. Alright, so episode 5, we meet Andy. He is somebody who has psychic powers like Sam. He can, manipulate your mind, he can make you do things, but that's pretty much all his power does. He also has an evil twin who dies in this episode. Remember Andy, he will come again in this season. Just remember him. Then we get episode 6. Joe wants to go on a hunt. Ellen doesn't want her to go on a hunt because she's scared for Joe. Joe ends up going to hunt H.H. Holmes, the very first serial killer. She teams up with Sam and Dean. Through various circumstances, they end up using her as bait, just like their dad used her dad as bait, and how her dad dies. Ellen reveals this to Joe at the end of the episode, and Joe separates from Ellen and Sam and Dean because of this, because she gets over emotional. not important for the overarching continuity, just for now and maybe for the future. Um, we get episode 7. So the boys are arrested. We meet Hendrickson. He's an FBI agent for the first time. He wants to arrest Dean and is trying to get information from Sam to do it. But of course, Sam's not going to say anything. They end up getting released thanks to to a cop lady who knows about ghosts and gets rescued by Sam and Dean. Episode 8, we meet our first Crossroads demon. No, it's not Crowley, sadly. But that's just really cool. We also find out that Yellow Eyes is named Azazel. All right, so episode 9. We first get the first whiff of the Croatoan virus. This is important for the future. Remember, Croatoan virus, and that Sam is immune. Remember. Episode 10. Dean finally tells Sam why their dad, what their dad said for his final words. Sam gets over emotional and runs away because he sucks, because he doesn't care that even though it was their father's dying wish that Dean doesn't tell anything. Sam never cares about people's dying wishes. You will learn that in the future. Anyways, we also meet Ava, another psychic like Sam. She has a premonition that Sam will die via Gordon's hands. Gordon knows that Sam is psychic, so he wants to go kill Sam. Dean comes to rescue Sam. Sam doesn't die, but you know who dies? Ava's fiance, and he's like dismembered. And now Ava has disappeared. Remember this detail. We'll be popping up again this season. Alright, then we get episode 11. Now that the brothers are back together, Sam gets drunk and begs Dean to kill him. And you know what? This is just how it shows how manipulative Sam is, because he's like, you must kill me. And he makes Dean promise while he's drunk. And you know what? He makes him hold up to it too. He's like, you better do it. Even after he's sober, he's like, you promise, you have to do it. Episode 12, we get another shapeshifter who again kills people and causes Hendrickson to pop up again and want to hunt down Dean more, because he still believes that Dean is like a huge like mass murderer, serial killer. We also meet this guy named Ronald. He's a really nice guy, but because Sam is rude and a jerk, he ends up dying in this episode because he thinks he needs to become a vigilante. And yes, I blame Sam for this one, because he really was a jerk in this episode, and Sam just annoys me. Again. Alright, episode 13. Sam believes in angels. We also get the first time we talk about Michael in this episode. This is really cool. Again, not important to the overall continuity, just an homage to the amazing writers of Supernatural and how they are leaving little breadcrumbs for us, even since season 2. Episode 14. Sam thinks that his evilness has taken over, but it's actually a demon who's trying to convince Dean to kill Sam via being possessed. Dean promises to, and at this point, Dean makes a new promise to Sam that he will save him. Episode 15. We run into the trickster for the first time. Dun dun dun. That's episode 15. Episode 16. It's just a good ghost story, honestly. If you like The Sixth Sense, you'll love this episode. Episode 17. Sam mates with a werewolf, and he has to kill the werewolf. I don't know why. I just find it entertaining. That's all. Episode 18. They go to Hollywood. There's a Gilmore Girls reference. That's pretty much it. Episode 19. We meet Deacon. He's a friend of their dad. He comes to recruit Sam and Dean for some sort of ghost hunting going on. Sam and Dean do help him out, and also we run into Hendrickson again, who tries to get Sam and Dean, but because Deacon works at the prison, he escapes. I'm telling you guys, man, I love the fact that we got the FBI on their trail, because it's really cool to see that there is consequences for the boys, like not killing, but being there and witnessing a lot of murders and like grave robbing or like grave digging, essentially. Episode 20, we encounter our first Jinn. Oh, I love episode 20 because we see a life that could have been, and we see how much Dean really wants that home life, and it's so beautiful, such a great episode, and we see how selfless Dean is. Dean is bae, guys. Dean is number one. Episode 21 is called All Hell Breaks Loose, because literally all hell breaks loose, guys. Episode 1 and 2 are called that. Yellow Eyes abducts Sam. Okay. And he makes Sam enter kind of like this Hunger Games event. between him and other people and other psychic people that he creates. Again, we see Andy again. We see Ava. We meet this guy named Jake. Andy dies. Ava kills him. Ava turns out to be evil. She apparently, when she disappeared, she got sent here and has been winning all the Hunger Games up until now because thanks to Jake, she kills her, and then Jake's like, "Yo, I'm gonna win this, and I'm gonna kill Yellow Eyes." And he tells us to Sam, even though Sam's like, "Yo, we can work together." Dean at this point is looking for Sam because again, he randomly disappears. He recruits Bobby to come help him look for Sam. Also, while Sam is like in this Hunger Games world, we see Yellow Eyes goes into his dream and shows Sam what he did, and he shows Sam that their mom knew who he was and that he has been pouring demon blood into Sam. Dun dun dun! Super duper plot twist. And no, Sam doesn't tell Dean this. You would think he would, but he doesn't because Sam is stupid. Sam dies in this episode by Jake's hand because Jake doesn't want to work as a team, and he literally gets stabbed in the back. I don't know why. I find that a little entertaining. Alright, episode 22. Of course, Dean is distraught. They just lost their dad. And now Sammy too. What is this? What has the world come to? So, Dean makes a deal with a Crossroads demon. I think it should have been Crowley. But it's not Crowley. Sadly, alas. To save Sammy. Azazel tells Jake that he's the winner of the Hunger Games and that now he needs to lead the demon army that he is creating. And the demon army will arise via the cult, the cult will open the gates to hell. And he gives the cult to Jake and tells him, "Yo, this is the only gun that will kill me." And you know what Jake does? He doesn't kill him because the demon's like, "Yo, if you try and kill me, I'm going to kill your family." I understand. But at the same time, humanity over family. Jake's annoying. He killed Sam for no reason. Thanks to Sammy Boy. Thanks to Sammy Boy bringing back to life. Jake dies. Sam kills Jake. And then Azazel's now happy that Sam's actually alive because he was his number one choice. His top contender. He tells Dean this. He's like, "Thank you for bringing Sam back because we really needed him, and he really did need him for future plans." Dean really screwed up on this one. Sorry, Deanie boy, you did. You had to bring back Sam. What's really cool though, but Dean does kill Azazel. Finally, Azazel dies thanks to John. After the gates are open to hell, a lot of things come out, including John, who was in hell. He traps Azazel, which allows Dean to kill Azazel. So they finally kill Yellow Eyes, and then, from what it seems, John moves on, and that's the end of... also, I forgot to mention this. So, while Dean is looking for Sam in the last episode, he goes getting Bobby's help, which they try and get from Ash. Ash dies, but leaves a trail, which leaves a map of Wyoming, one of the W's, of Demon's Trap. And Ash pretty much says it's not to ward off demons, it's to keep something in, which is the gate to hell, which is just really cool because Samuel Colt made that huge Demon's Trap. And Ellen, they think Ellen and Joe is dead, but then turns out she's alive. And she's the one who tells them that Ash left us there for them. Alright! So, now we got the cult back. We have the gates to hell that are open, the huge demonic devil's trap, which will be popping up again, and Dean selling his soul to the devil. Dun dun dun! And Sam back to life. So, that's pretty much the end of Season 2. Thank you for watching this recap. I have other videos. Go check them out. You know what to do to subscribe. You know what to do to like. Comment for different content. For more content, check out the Season 1 recap. Also, Season 3 and Season 4 should hopefully be up very soon as well. Alright, see you guys next time on your Resident Nerd Girl channel.